Before October started, I did a survey of my readers to find out what are some of the issues that we struggle with at the holidays. And a couple of comments that I'll read to you here were really representative of a theme that just kept coming up over and over in responses. One person said, encountering and spending time with relatives and other visitors who have conflicting lifestyles and values during the holidays. And then another person said, difficult relationships with people who know how to push our buttons during the holidays. So I thought today would be a good day to address both of these, since our verse is from Luke 6:27 to 28. I tell you who hear me, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. And the word that we're going to focus on is bless. And so I'd like to share with you a little bit of a paradigm that I first encountered about 20 years ago from a book called Positive Discipline by Jane Nelson. And it was something I used with my children, but I think it applies just as well to misbehaving adults. Now, she says that everybody's goal in life is to belong, and that anybody who's misbehaving is doing so out of a mistaken goal. And the first one is somebody who's seeking attention, and their belief is, I belong only when I have your attention or your special service. The second is power. I belong only when I am winning or at least keeping you from winning. The third is revenge, and the belief here is, well, it hurts me so much that I can't belong, but at least I can hurt you back. And then the fourth, and the kind of the worst level really, is what she calls assumed inadequacy. It's somebody who says, I give up. It's impossible for me to belong. Well, what I like about her system is that I can listen to how I'm feeling about somebody else's behavior, and then rather than react out of what comes naturally to me, I can make a choice out of how to respond based on my knowledge of the personalities, and absolutely drawing from the power of the Holy Spirit to make sure that I'm responding by choice, not reacting out of instinct. And so if I'm feeling annoyed, then it's probably that the other person's goal is attention. And that matches up either with a sanguine personality or just somebody who's acting like a sanguine at the moment. And so I can remind myself, well, what's the goal and what are the needs of a sanguine? Well, let's see, it's fun, approval, and attention. And I can aim to bless them by providing those things for them. Now, I realize this is incredibly counterintuitive, because when somebody annoys me, my natural reaction is to try to ignore them and hope they'll go away. But I also know from experience that doesn't really work, that they're going to just hound and hound and hound. So I can bless them by just providing that need for them. Now, the second situation is if I'm feeling undermined or threatened, it's likely the person is seeking power. And so in this situation, it's either going to be a real choleric or somebody who just in that situation is kind of behaving like a choleric. I can remind myself, well, let's see, a choleric needs control. They need achievement, and they need appreciation. And again, it's counterintuitive, because when I'm feeling threatened, what I really want to do is squash somebody. I want to put them down and put them in their place and show them while they're wrong and make sure that they have absolutely as little power as possible. So the blessing reaction is to find a way that they can contribute, find a way that they can achieve, find a way that they can be appreciated. If I'm feeling hurt, then what's likely is that I'm dealing with a person who's seeking revenge, and that may well be either somebody who is a melancholy or who's behaving through the weaknesses of a melancholy. So I can remind myself, well, a melancholy needs perfection, and they need order, and they need sensitivity. And again, it's so counterintuitive, because what I really want to do when somebody hurts me is I want to hurt them back, or I want to flee and run and stay away from them. I don't want to be sensitive to them. And so that's where it totally takes the power of the Holy Spirit to choose to respond out of blessing rather than react out of what my natural inclination would be. And then last but not least is if I'm feeling helpless, I'm probably dealing with somebody who's in a situation of assumed inadequacy, and they either are a phlegmatic or they're behaving in the weaknesses of a phlegmatic at this time. And so I can remind myself that even though what I really want to do is motivate this person and get them to take action and take charge of their own life and quit whining, what I can do is I can help provide them the peace that they so desperately need. I can show them respect, and I can help them feel a sense of self-worth. All of these are ways of blessing. Rather than reacting, it's a response of blessing that demonstrates my love for them and the love that comes to me and through me from God to them.